In addition to the standard method of shielded testing and counseling, we made the experience that openly announced free HIV testing was met with overwhelming acceptance. Large banners at the outside of the testing site made that announcement. In some cases, more than 1,000 people came within a 2-day period. The most striking example for open HIV testing was the worldwide first public HIV test of a major traditional leader during a royal durbar. It included the public testing of the King of Ochiman, a region in Ghana with about 2 million citizens, and of all of his superior chiefs in attendance. The threshold of fear and stigmatization, which has been in the forefront of the discussion of testing programs by international organizations for 2 decades, was never observed.
Nkurasi ne befa ne ahwe ne sua ne abo yare hu ban esan se yare die ne yare ne tibia no ana ahometi na sa nwumen a won ahihye ebebo de ma ho pi hu ban
ko na wa test me sanya tibia no mesua ho ade na mum ne abeboa pa ne se ye behwe ya abrabo mu yi nkanka ye a daachi o man ye ne nanom ne ye papa no kwa wadi achi beja ye no
and the AIDS Commission about AIDS Day will channel. The World AIDS Day will change Roma. They cannot afford it when it's if it's something which they have to pay for, because already they cannot afford basic.
At risk, it could be you, and you, because AIDS is no respecter of persons. Thank you. People using precautionary measures. Do not think that it's all okay, cause it is waiting right at your doorstep. Oh, my people, listen to this, my people. Everywhere you go, you do hear of AIDS, so beware of it. And as St. John says, if you do love life and you fear to die, then be faithful to only one. So beware of it. And as St. John says.
It is a very great pleasure of mine to have the opportunity to present to you one of my closest colleagues, not only as a friend, but as a working colleague, Professor Redke. Professor Redke and I decided to produce a book that explains to the world what this horrible disease that we have today is all about and how to go about handling it. It is not an easy subject to handle because most of our people are already very scared about this disease. And what we are trying to do is to try to demystify it. In other words, we want people to feel a little more comfortable in talking about it and also making sure that they themselves know their status.
As to my knowledge, this event here today is the first time that a major traditional ruler in Africa, in public, comes and says, here is something what we can do under the circumstances which we have in order to prevent that in Ghana or in this region the same happens what happens, for example, to Botswana. 10 years ago, Botswana had the same HIV infection rate as here, 2%. Now, it is 35 to 37%, 10 years later. Now that means here is now time to do something. Here is time to contain the spread of AIDS, to stop the waves, but only with something which really makes a difference. Just talking about is not enough. And therefore, I think it's an enormously significant event that he has agreed to host this event and actually tested him and will test himself. So, because what that means, if you look into your own feelings, and also my feelings, if I don't know whether I'm HIV infected, every single sign of a disease I think, oh, I may have got it already. And if people suddenly realize that they are HIV negative, which the vast majority will be, then that moment changes their life in a second. Or we see people walking out of that test and they are changed persons. Their life has changed in a second. Because that huge weight of fear, of denial, of stigmatization is lifted suddenly from their shoulders. They know, I'm negative. And what do? They start now really protecting themselves. Why? They don't want to experience that terrible fear again and again. And again, if people are positive, now they can prevent that they inadvertently affect others. And so they can contribute to stopping the spread of the infection. Only a few people really can look into the eyes of somebody and say, I'm infected, it will be infecting you as well with deadly disease. That doesn't happen. So in both ways, there is an enormous protective power of knowledge.
They live here not because we are cursed, but because we lack knowledge. I say it again.
the majority of the people who have this disease live in this continent, Africa. They have it not because God has cursed us, but because we lack knowledge and because we're poor. So this book must serve as a cure, so to speak, for all of us. We got involved in this drive, AIDS, not because I thought I couldn't discipline myself, but because I thought there were too many women dying. There are too many children dying. Until recently, when science came into play, the only place I knew where life could be born was through a woman. And if we destroy all of them, there will be no life on this earth. Secondly, we're building a future. Everything that we're doing for our children and the unborn. And if we sit here and watch them die, there will be no children to take over from us. This disease is serious, and so we should take it as such. I have to just once again thank Professor Ripken and Professor Yinsu for bringing this here. There's a fear, there's a hidden fear, there's a denial about people not wanting to test. And I can bet everybody that if you test today and you go home, your life will change either way. I mean, most people are going to test negative, but even if there's a positive candidate here, his life will change too. So I urge you all to come and test. We didn't bring the chiefs here just for them to come and watch us. I'm asking them to try and break this stigma by going out there to test. I'm asking them to show leadership by example.
The explanation for this overwhelming and somewhat surprising acceptance and demand is obviously that HIV/AIDS is just one of the lethal dangers which the population is facing. These include other deadly infectious diseases which progress more rapidly, but also famine, environmental disasters, wars, and forced migration. In contrast, AIDS is a slowly progressing disease, and therapeutics are becoming available for a large portion of the affected population. Aber toll, dass es gerade angefangen hat zu regnen. Als Not only the chiefs rushed to be tested in front of the royal palace and in plain view of everybody. Surprisingly, many of the attendees of the event did the same. Also, separate rooms were available for private testing and counseling. Proudly, they presented each other with the negative results and carried the test with them to show it to family and friends. This event and various other pilot projects have demonstrated that the fear of stigmatization and the misguided application of allegedly politically correct attitudes towards the fight against HIV/AIDS in Africa are not applicable here and in other parts of the developing world.
Baby. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
It's finished.
Despite of pouring rain, Repke and Ayenzo and their teams were conducting tests for several hours and provided counseling. All 1,000 tests had been used up within the subsequent 2 days. Many participants shared the negative results and congratulated each other, some of them dancing in joy. Especially for those who tested positive, the private and confidential counseling was important and provided. In addition, a Western blot type confirmation test and an HIV-1, HIV-2 differentiation test were conducted before the post-test counseling occurred. Therefore, false positive results could be excluded.
There was a little boy where we needed to do an additional, but that was just a...
How is it? Yeah. How is it? I've been testing people over there.
The royal Durbar and the public HIV tests of the king and his chiefs were covered in TV and newspaper reports both in Africa and Europe.
And you were here for?
Yeah.
What did you come here for?
I come here to test my AIDS for this, either positive or negative.
And you were?
Yeah, and I'm true.
You're true?
Yeah.
That means negative?
Negative, yeah.
And how do you feel?
I feel all right.
And how did you feel before the testing?
Now, from now, when anytime I have to have sex with anything, I have to protect myself before doing anything else.
Yeah.
Without protecting, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before you tested this morning, did you know you were coming here?
No, I don't know.
You didn't know?
No.
And how did you feel before?
I saw the car, and then I asked one or two friends. They said that the whites are coming to test about AIDS, this and that. So fine, I have to make this into to come and test. So that's why I'm here.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Were you scared? Nervous?
No, I'm not. No. I know.
You knew?
Yeah, I'm a genuine. What should I be? What did I be? Fear.
Yeah, just to make sure. And how will you protect yourself from now on?
From now, I make sure I sit to my wife alone.
Yeah.
No any other thing. Yeah. Even if something else, I have to protect by the condom.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Oh, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy and grateful. Yeah. I'm very happy.
I'm Constable Airport Barnabas, a policeman from Committee 1, sir.
And why did you come?
I came here. I want to prove a challenge to all security services, soldier, police, to come and verify whether they have that virus. That's why I came, sir. Yeah, when I came, I've been proving negative. That's why I came. It's a challenge to them. Everybody should come. And as from here, I'm going to the barracks. Invite everybody to come here to prove his innocent.
And how did you feel after you tested?
Oh, I like it. It's very great.
Yeah.
And I like it way.
And in the future, how will you?
The future, my wife alone. No one else.
No one else?
Yeah. My wife is 6 months pregnant. She's going to scan at the general hospital, so no more anybody. No one. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
I want to test my blood immune and see if I have HIV and how to go about it. And I need to be protected by the HIV by using the condom, and also I have to encourage people to come and get their test, so that they should be educated and they will get their life easier.
And how did you feel before you came to test?
I was very, very encouraging. When someone has told me, a friend told me that they were testing here, so I feel more encouraging, more motivation, so that I have to come and test myself and see how fit I am. Yeah.
And were you scared, nervous?
Oh, no, I don't be scared. I won't be scared. I wouldn't be scared at all. I came in, I'm still better. And after the test, I become so happy. Yeah.
And did you come with friends or family or anyone else?
Yes, I came with a friend. I came with 2 friends, and then I'm going back to come and encourage them to come more, so that they will test their blood and see how fit they are. So that even when they get the HIV/AIDS, they can go how to protect themselves.
Do you think they'll come?
What do you mean?
Do you think that they will come?
They will come. They will come. They will surely come. I hope they will come. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
To come and find out my HIV status. So that is why I'm here, so that I'll be able to spread the message and to put the message across to my pupils and then to my fellow colleagues to take up the initiative to come for the AIDS test. Yes, that's why I'm here.
And how did you feel before coming? Were you nervous about getting tested?
I wasn't feeling anything because I know my HIV status, I know my lifestyle, and I've kept my lifestyle all along, So I was not bothered psychologically or emotionally or whatever to come and take the test.
And what about friends and family and colleagues? Are they being tested, or do you think most people don't go for testing?
Well, I can't tell the reason why most people don't like to go for the testing, because as I have come now, I hope to put the message across now to my families and my friends to take up the initiative. Yes.
And when you saw your negative test, how did you feel?
I was very much happy, because it's very good to be, HIV negative. Yeah, just to keep pure and, to focus and know what you're doing. And well, I hope all is good by His grace. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? Any other comment?
Oh, well, I want to take this opportunity to wish all and sundry that they should take up the initiative. And the rate at which the HIV test is spreading, the HIV is spreading so fast that this is the time, and they should utilize the opportunity to take the test so that they can know how to plan for the future and for their families. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And how did you feel after the testing, after she found out she was negative?
Well, see, we are then on who say negative. He said that she saw that the man was marked negative.
And how did she feel?
Well, see, I said I will feel happy, and I will. He says now she's feeling jubilating.
My name is Raphael.
And you were a bit nervous before the testing?
Yes, I was nervous because of the reckless life I lived in the past. But now I am very alright, and I pray that I am able to take very good care of myself.
Do you think you will be able to?
I would do that, because my health is very important to me.
And so what will you do now to protect yourself?
I guess that is simple ABC. Either I abstain, I be faithful, or I use a condom.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose either one of them. Yes. Anyway, that suits me. Either I be faithful when I grow up, but now I'm not married, so I'll abstain from sex.
And do you have friends that are also afraid?
A whole lot of them. And I'll try to bring some of them here.
Is it most of them or a few of them?
There's a whole lot. They are all afraid. My friends, they are like me, they are all afraid. So I will tell them what I've done now, and then convince them to come. Tell them that even if they have it, they are supposed to know it, so that it doesn't become a full-blown disease before they get to know. Yes.
And do you think you can help to change their mind then?
Yes. I'm a very influential person in their life, so I will try in a little way to tell them to do the test. And then be very protective of themselves. They should know that they have a very big future ahead of them, and that they must take care very well of themselves. The future is for them, not for their parents.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, this Vital International Foundation. Yeah, I thank them for the insight today. I'm very proud of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.